Welcome to CanvasCon Europe. I'm so excited to be here. Hopefully you're all excited to be here as well in sunny Barcelona. I was talking to Kenny before the event, and we've held this event in London in previous years. So we just did a little bit of a weather check between London and Barcelona, and I'm sure you can all guess, London was, what was it, Kenny, about 16 degrees and rainy for the next 2 days, and we're about 24 degrees and sunny here. So hopefully we made the right choice, at least for the weather. Yeah, we're excited to have all of you here. This is my second CanvasCon in Europe since I joined Instructure, and Barcelona is beautiful. It's actually one of my favorite cities in the world, so I couldn't be more excited to be here with all of you today. Now, it's also great to see all those hands raised for the people where this is your first CanvasCon. Now, our events are a really important part of Instructure and our culture. And so one of the things that's important to understand is, what are we trying to achieve during these events? What are we trying to achieve during our Canvas events? Well, first and foremost, this is about connecting people. So please take the opportunity over the next day and a half to meet someone you don't know, to make these connections and share each other's experience with Canvas and in this community. We have a really incredible community. And then secondly, we have an incredible curriculum, so we hope that all of you will be able to learn something while you're here over the next day and a half and take some of those learnings and insights back to your institution and school. And then last but not least, we're hopeful that all of you have fun while you're here as well. So those are really the three core goals that we have at any of our events, and I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time. Now, what I'd like to do this morning is to take a little bit of time to talk about Instructure, how we think about education, and how we think about the future as well, the future of education. And education is an interesting industry. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet, and 1.5, almost 20% of those 7.5 billion people are in the educational phase of their lives. Education touches every corner of the globe and is a universal experience that we should all share. So when we think about our mission with Instructure and we think about the population, sort of the universal nature of education, we think of our mission as helping people grow from their first day of school to their last day of work. And this mission is something that all of our employees feel attached to and a deep attachment to every single day in the work that they're doing all over the globe. But we also believe that our mission is a shared one. We believe that our mission is a shared one with all of you, and we're absolutely humbled to be able to work in partnership with you every day to support now over 30 million people utilizing Canvas. So let's rewind a little bit. Now, what many of you may not be aware of is how Instructure and Canvas started. It was about 11 years ago in 2008. Canvas and Instructure were founded and started by two graduate students who observed and they believed that everyone deserved a better learning management system. And what they decided to do as a first step in this journey was to go on a little bit of a listening tour. They drove all over, they visited lots of institutions and met with teachers and presidents and provosts and students as well to get right to the heart of what students and teachers needed most. Unbeknownst to them, that original listening tour, that first listening tour, actually set the foundation for Instructure in our culture in a few key ways. And they stay with us today. First and foremost, we believe that listening and learning is really important for us to understand the people we're serving and what they need most. And we continue that practice today. Working in partnership with you is very important. We believe that's the way that we find innovation and make the best possible impact. And ultimately, we want to continue that methodology of sort of listening and being out in the real world, out in the classroom, by making those real world connections. And we think that's the best way for us to work collaboratively with you in building trust and understanding the results that are being delivered. So when I joined Instructure a little over a year and a half ago, I decided to go on a bit of my own listening tour. And I went out, and over the last year and a half, I visited plenty of institutions and schools across the globe, in just about every corner of the globe. And it was a fascinating experience. I was able to understand this amazing community of educators that are using Canvas. So I wanted to just talk about a couple of them today. The Said Business School at the University of Oxford is doing incredible things. They've prioritized creating a seamless experience for students And they're doing that utilizing Canvas. They've decided to use Canvas as the centerpiece to integrate lots of different digital tools as well as content in one place. And ultimately, this has allowed them to create an experience for students where they no longer have to roam and search and dig to find information. It's all right at the tip of their hands when they need it. And then let's talk about UNET in Norway. They have a digital campus project where they're using Canvas in a standardized way to actually deliver education across the entire higher educational sector in Norway. And it's a fascinating program, and they found a lot of really interesting ways of utilizing Canvas. What's really exciting is now they're starting a program to adopt Portfolium, one of the newest additions to Instructure, and they're utilizing Portfolium to help with teacher training and teacher development as a means to report higher education, our educators' process, pathways and attainment through their education and training. And then last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about Reykjavik University. Reykjavik University is utilizing Canvas video, interactive video, Canvas Studio, and quizzes. And they've decided to do this to help improve results and student engagement and ultimately drive better grades throughout their system. So since they've implemented this technology, they've already observed over 10% increase in improvement in grades, even in some of their more complex topics, like exercise physiology for some of their first-year students. These are just 3 examples of some of the amazing stories that I was able to experience and view firsthand from across the globe. Across 70 different countries, 30 million users utilizing Canvas today. So it was a pretty incredible experience. But along with a lot of these amazing stories, we also observed and we've heard about many of the challenges that you all face today, as well as all of the opportunities ahead. And we see these things, especially across Europe. So I wanted to talk about some of the data that is informing how education operates and some of the opportunities moving forward. So let's start in Germany. In Germany right now, 71% of higher ed students in Germany, in addition to their education and term time, are holding regular or occasional jobs. There's the recognition that they need to gain experiences outside of the traditional classroom. In Spain, only about 35% of students will graduate within 4 years. Now, this is not unique to Spain. This is actually a fairly universal challenge that many higher ed institutions face as they're trying to drive graduation rates and retention. And I've seen this in just about every continent where Canvas is deployed. You know, when we look at the professional sector as well, I think all of us know that the professional worker is one of the largest growing populations of students today. And we're starting to see the need for that to help address the skills gap that we see in the market. Deloitte did a study recently around CFOs, a CFO study, to understand what the job market looks like for CFOs. And what they found is 84% of CFOs said that they're having difficulty finding individuals with the requisite skills and capabilities to fill the jobs in the job market. And this is especially concerning given the fact that financial skills are relatively universal, independent of what industry you're looking at. So we look at the adult learner segment as one of the most widely growing segments. We have an access challenge. 60% of adult learners across Europe recognize online learning as one of the key enabling factors for access, equal access to education. So this is something that we need to continue to work on. It will continue to be a demand. And then when we look at the primary school age, primary school students today will end up working in jobs. 65% of students today will end up working in jobs that don't even exist. So how do we prepare these students for a world that we can't even conceive of today? I have 3 daughters. They're all in primary school. And helping them with homework, trying to understand how to build the skills in my 3 daughters that will help prepare them for this new and evolving world is very foreign to me. So this is a challenge that we can all relate to in one way or another. So what does all this data mean? What does it mean for teachers? What does it mean for students? What does it mean for institutions? We think about this on a regular basis here at Instructure. From a teacher perspective, teachers are being asked every day to make learning more engaging and effective. Doing this with a far more diverse population of students coming from different areas and constraints in their lives. And they're being asked to do this while teachers' time is becoming more and more limited and resources are becoming more and more limited as well. From a student perspective, students are having to navigate far more complex learning environments while preparing for a rapidly changing workplace. Students are having to seek additional experiences and work experience outside of the classroom in order for them to be prepared to enter into the work world. And then we look at institutions. Institutions have to change a lot to address a new remit. There's increased pressure to prove their effectiveness and overall student outcomes. And they're being asked to produce more students who are better prepared for a career of their choice. So these are trends and pressure points that we all need to be aware of. And it's these trends and pressure points that ultimately we believe will drive us towards more integrated learning experiences. So over the last decade, we've been fortunate to have worked with all of you to digitize and bring technology more to the forefront, supporting teaching and learning every day. But we're not done that journey at all. We have a lot of work to do, and we believe that these integrated learning experiences can do a few things. First, we can continue to simplify teaching and elevate learning, making teaching and learning easier. We can connect teaching and learning with student success, supported by real-world data to drive continuous improvement. And we believe that integrated learning experiences can provide that broader access that we all need. It can help us deliver relevant learning paths to individuals regardless of where they are in their educational journey. So it's these insights, it's your insights, that really guide how we think about the future of education. And it's these insights that guide how we think about the future of Canvas. So let me talk a little bit about Canvas. Canvas was actually launched back in 2010, just 9 years ago, and it's been an exciting journey since that point in time. We've continued to evolve over the last 9 years, investing lots into new Canvas capabilities, such as SpeedGrader, assignments, Canvas data, quizzes, analytics, and much, much more. In addition to that, we've added new solutions. Catalog, Studio, and Practice have all created a more immersive learning environment. In addition to that, we've continued to invest in the educational ecosystem, and that is a big part of what we think is important. We now have a community of over 500,000 members within the Canvas community, so thank you all for helping with that. Our partner network has grown to over 350 organizations that have enriched the Canvas experience well beyond anything that we could have imagined. And we've created technology-based resources that are available to everyone, including the Edu App Center, Commons, Network, and more. And we've done all of this investment over the past 9 years with a continued commitment to openness. We couldn't be more proud of the work that we've done with all of you over the past years. This year has also been a big year of growth for Instructure, and I just want to highlight a few key things. First, we're investing more. We're actually hiring more engineers and product people into our organization focused on Canvas than we ever have in the history of Instructure. We see the opportunities for innovation, and we want to invest in the growth and the future of education. We're also pleased to have welcomed 2 new companies to the Instructure family earlier this year. We welcome Mastery Connect and Portfolium, both of which will help us connect teaching and learning to student success. Mastery Connect through assessments and Portfolium through e-portfolios, pathways, and connecting to jobs. In fact, Portfolium is now being used by a number of our earlier customers in our early customer program. We have a high degree of demand for Portfolium right now, and we're very excited to be able to ramp up Portfolium for many of you throughout 2020 and beyond. In addition, we've also continued to invest and work closely around many strategic partnerships. And we're excited to work with organizations like AWS, where they've created their Educate program on Canvas, delivered through Canvas. They want to create more qualified cloud computing professionals out there in the world. And so now, any Canvas school can deliver Educate directly through Canvas, almost at a push of the button. We're also working with Microsoft. Microsoft has been a great partner. They're investing deeply in integrations with Canvas throughout a number of their products. Office 365, Teams, And their accessibility solutions, including things like the immersive reader, are all being deeply integrated into Canvas. And we're partnering with fantastic organizations like the Special Olympics. The Special Olympics has decided to make their diversity and inclusion training available for free through Canvas Commons to all of you across the globe. And we also enjoy working with many evolving technology providers as well, like Nexus Edge, who is working very hard to connect grade school students and higher ed students to jobs and careers. So it's an exciting time. It's been a very busy year for Instructure. Now, what many of you have told us is that Canvas has become central to the educational experience. But what we've also heard is, for many of you, Canvas has become much more than a learning management system. Canvas has become your platform for education. So when we think about Canvas, and Canvas is a platform, we think about it as the solutions that we build for you. We think about it as the community that we create together. We think about the Canvas platform comprised of the technology resources available to all, and ultimately, the rich and growing partnerships, over 350 today, that are available to all of you. So, looking forward, we will continue to listen and work with you and walk in the footsteps of our founders. We will continue to look for opportunities to advance integrated experience and make a broader impact on education. And we will grow investment in each and every one of our products. And last but not least, we want to continue to support and build into the educational ecosystem. So this is our commitment to you. I just want to thank all of you again for joining us for the next day and a half. We couldn't be more excited to have you here.